Қадірменді көрермен, бүгін Astana Finance Day халықаралық форумының 3-ші қорытынды күні. Бұл күніде біз Экспоның конгресс орталығынан мобильді студияда тікелей эфирде сұхбаттарымызды жалғастырамыз. Бүгін менде бірден екі делегат, екі мейман. Олардың есімдері International Market Analysis компаниясының директоры, әрі негізін қалаушы Ариэль Коэн мырза, және де халықаралық ислам қаржы маркетингі компаниясының президенті Ахмед Алви мырза. Good afternoon, Mr. Let's start with you because you are analytic. Can you tell us about the work of this forum? How can you assess it, the work, and about AFC?
Kazakhstan is located in the heart of Eurasia. You have a lot of financial centers in East Asia, Shanghai, Singapore, Hong Kong. You have financial centers in Europe, Frankfurt and London, and New York, of course. In the middle of Eurasia, there's very little in terms of finance. Moscow market failed. So it makes a lot of sense that people from the region, not just from Kazakhstan, which has state companies that can come and trade their securities here, but also from the region. Uzbekistan is opening up. Kyrgyzstan is small. Turkmenistan, if and when it opens up. And maybe beyond that, Iran, Pakistan will come here. And it's a neutral place. What Kazakhstan is capitalizing on is its neutrality, its stability, and that was the vision of President Nazarbayev, who said we need a financial center in Astana. And Governor Karat Kelimbetov, who is a world-renowned financier, is doing a great job opening it. And now, inshallah, we'll have investors coming here and doing investment job and also arbitration, litigation under the English law, which is the best law in the world for this kind of things.
What about these laws? By what laws they work, and does it suit for all businessmen, for judges?
Actually, London is sucking a lot of litigation and arbitration services from all over the world, and business people from all over the world know the English law. I'm a former lawyer myself. I got education in arbitration, and it was under the English law. So yes, by all means, the English law is the best law here. You bring high-level British jurists and lawyers here, they will launch it, and then eventually, as Kazakhs learn, they will be able to work here as well.
Thank you. Do you agree with me?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How do you think about the AFC work? It's already working 1 year. Do you know about, can you assess this work in 1 year?
Yes, I think, like said earlier, geographically, Kazakhstan is very well situated. Some of the work is already been done on the legal infrastructure, which is very important. So I think the basic things are in place. Of course, however, you have to now move forward in terms of attracting institutions, bringing business. We develop standards for documentation standards and all, and that also require certain laws, like your insolvency laws, your netting laws. So when transactions are booked, and this will be more for the cross-border market from different regions. So naturally, you will be looking at the wholesale market. So people will be booking, so they like to have the right laws in place for each other when they're booking for the cross-border market. Let's say for the foreign exchange market, let's say for I represent the Islamic industry. So looking at the Islamic instruments, like we have Sukuk, which is Islamic bond. So these are very important when you have the right law infrastructure in place, people to really book the transactions. Maybe Kazakhstan is looking to issue Sukuk, which is the Islamic bond, in near future, hopefully. And that will also, if you have the right legal system in place, that others can issue Sukuk from this jurisdiction. Previously, in 2012, Kazakhstan issued a Sukuk out of Malaysia because they have the right legal system, they have the deep market. So I think Kazakhstan, in that respect, this is a very good initiative, and I'm sure it will do well, inshallah, in future.
What about Islamic money, which is already in Kazakhstan working in some projects? Do you know about this?
Yes, I think there is some Islamic money. Obviously, there is an interest. But going forward, when you issue the bond side or Islamic instrument, naturally, they can be used for infrastructure also. So there have been some bigger size instrument being issued. from other jurisdictions, up to $9 to $10 billion. The market itself, Islamic capital market, is developed in quite a way. So we have different maturities. Maybe they can issue short-term sukuk also. They can go into the long-term market also in some cases. So it's overall the work has been done, and I think it can capitalize, on this sort of side. Looking at the infrastructure side also, there is huge potential for the Islamic industry, and that can be also worked out.
How do you think, are we ready for taking huge maybe amount of
I think
money?
it's the beginning.
These
So
are various-
it's the beginning. So one has to be sort of give little time for these things. But if you start and doing it over the next 2-3 years, I'm sure something positive will come out.
And what do you expect of the work of AFC in the several years maybe?
I've seen Kazakhs, Kazakhstanis of all ethnic backgrounds doing a good job launching things, and then the question of promoting and sustaining is an effort to do it day in and day out to promote this place, to promote this institution, and also very wisely, I think, it has multiple profit centers. It has a profit center for issuance of trading shares, of litigation, of arbitration, of bonds, issuing bonds and trading bonds. So, God willing, you will have different institutions, and we don't know yet. It's a very new institution. It's just starting. It's like a baby that is born, and we wish the new baby the best of luck and the best of life. But is this baby is going to be an engineer, or it's going to be a scientist? It's going to be an Islamic scholar? We don't know, right? Whatever the specialty of that baby, that child, that adult, the institutions are like people. They start, they get born, they develop, and then they live their full life, right? And you can see, we mentioned English law. The British law, thank God, in business was 300-400 years, quite successfully. It's strong. And God willing, Kazakhstan also will have its financial institutions going hundreds of years in the future. I will not see it, but what is a specialty? Is it going to be more of project financing? Is it going to be more of sovereign bonds, of Islamic bonds? We don't know yet. We'll see where the expertise is going to be. But historically, the Silk Road, right?
Yes.
People come here from China, people come here from India, people come here from Russia, from Europe, and now in the global world, also from the United States.
But also, as you said, it's as a child, but it can be maybe fault. How do you think?
It can be what?
Fault. Some mistakes maybe.
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You started a financial center here in Kazakhstan in Almaty. I don't know if it was a mistake, but then the president decided we have to have a financial center here in Kazakhstan. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to occasionally have a setback, learn from the mistakes, analyze the mistake, and then move forward.
Or maybe in several years we can work like centers in London, China, Dubai. How do you think? How many years we need for that?
I think it's difficult, like I said earlier, to give a timeline. But you have to start, in my view, in a specific manner. Like we mentioned about the sukuk market or bond market, so look at that both conventional and Islamic. You may look into the foreign exchange side. So foreign exchange side, maybe once you sort of adopt to the international legal system, also the documentation side, the global documentation which are now available for Islamic as well as conventional are there for many years are there. So those kind of, if you start doing it, so I see it, more from looking at the wholesale market, really looking at more the bond market side and looking at more maybe foreign exchange side. Those can be also.
And I would add project finance
and
because
project
the demand for infrastructure.
Yeah, that is absolutely is there. So those kind of things, I think definitely, there is a potential, and it can capitalize, and
maybe also blockchain is developing. So to the extent blockchain will develop further, there'll be interesting instruments in blockchain. I'm not a specialist on that. I'm too old for blockchain. And the same, my daughter who's working in this industry, she is a blockchain. So it's a generational thing as well. And I hope Kazakhstan will develop that expertise as well.
Yeah, that is a new area which is coming anyway.
It was very interesting interview and opinion. Thank you and good luck for your work. I hope maybe in future you'll come to Astana and we'll have more interview.
Thank you.
Қадірменді көрермен, бізбен сұхбаттасқан International Market Analysis компаниясының негізін қалаушы әрі директоры Ариэль Коэн болатын, және халықаралық ислам қаржы маркетингтік компаниясының президенті Ахмед Алви болды. Екеуі де өте қызықты пікірлерін айтты. Біз бүгінгі күні өте көп үміт артып отырғанымен, бұл әлі енді басталып жатқан бастама, ол бала сияқты, сондықтан алдағы уақытта әртүрлі жағдай болуы мүмкін, бірақ оған салынып жатқан жұмыс өте көп, сондықтан Астана халықаралық қаржы орталығы әлемдік деңгейдегі биржалармен қатар тұруы мүмкін деген пікір айтуда. Біз де қосыламыз, ал алдағы уақытта басқа да спикерлермен сұхбат ұсынатын боламыз. Бізбен бірге болыңыздар.